All right, so let's take this thing for a spin. I'm gonna shift us into drive, and off we go. First thing I want to look at is handling at lower speeds. So I'm talking like under 15 miles an hour, maybe under 20. So we're just tooling around a parking lot right now. And let me just do some quick turns around these light poles. Now the turning radius is really, really nice. It doesn't feel like it drifts at all. And the responsiveness of the steering is, well, it's impressive. Sometimes with vehicles, even this size, when you make a turn, you just have that ever so slightly delay before you actually go where you wanna go. But not with this vehicle at all. Responsiveness is top notch, and that makes parking it a breeze. And that includes parking in reverse, which is rather easy because of all the cameras on this vehicle. Let me just show you real quick. So let's reverse into one of these parking spots. So we're gonna put the car into reverse, and now you can see we have lots of views to show us exactly where we're going, and then also guides as well. So as I manipulate the steering wheel, you're seeing that those white guides are moving for me as well, just making it really, really simple to park the vehicle. Let's see if I can get into that spot perfectly. At lower speeds too, you really get to appreciate how silent this vehicle is, because you don't have an engine always revving up. All you really hear is the wheels on the road and a little bit of wind, which I don't know why, but it makes me feel a little bit calmer as I'm driving this vehicle. So at low speeds, I am really, really impressed. But, you know, there's not a lot to complain about any vehicle when you're talking about driving it at 20 miles an hour. Let's get out on the road and take it up to about 40, 45 and see how it does through some gentle curves. All right, so I got the vehicle up to about 35, 40 miles an hour, and we just have a couple of real gentle curves down this road. And I gotta say, the responsiveness is even more impressive at this speed. I'm still not completely used to driving this car. It's only been a couple of hours since I got it, but I mean, I feel like I can easily hug this crease right here between the blacktop and the curb itself really effortlessly, because the car is just, it's so tight, which is kind of dangerous because it makes me want to drive a lot more aggressively than I would in my normal daily driver. Let's try a U-turn real quick and see what the turning radius is like. Oh yeah, I mean, there's no chance I'm drifting out of the lane. That was effortless. I didn't even have to crank the steering wheel all the way. So let's see how far I can push it where I start to feel a little uncomfortable. All right, so I'd say at these curves, 50, which is outstanding. And I know the car can go faster around these curves. I'm just saying my own personal comfort level. And I'm just trying to show you that, wow, is that a lot of fun to drive. So handling at higher speeds is fun. Now let's do the obvious test of acceleration, because that's really what these cars are known for. You know, you got an electric motor, so you have instant torque available to you. Let me come to a complete stop. Oh, there's a policeman. No, private security. Okay, we're good. I'm gonna slow down to a complete stop and hit that accelerator. Yeah, we just hit 40. That's a little bit insane. There might not be any cops around here, but I am not gonna push it past that. The acceleration is just, it's nuts. It's instant, and you feel it in your stomach as it's just pulling you forward. It's a lot of fun. And the same is true even if you're moving. So right now we're going about 40. If I just push down on that accelerator ever so slightly, it is an instant burst of speed. I know you've probably heard other people say that before, but I am talking the second you push your foot down on that pedal, you are rocketing forward, and man, it's quite addictive. I'm not gonna lie. I can see why so many people fall in love with this vehicle so quickly. So another thing we need to look at is cabin noise, and by that I mean how much of the outside can you hear while you're driving at reasonable speeds. So I'm going 45 miles an hour right now, which I think is a pretty average and typical speed you do while driving a car like this. And let me just be quiet for a second so you can hear what the outside sounds like while you're driving. So we can hear the bumps in the road a little bit. You can hear the things in the vehicle that I have with me right now just shaking around ever so slightly. And a little bit of wind, right? But the car is so aerodynamic and so tightly constructed that compared to any other vehicle at this price point, I think this is top notch. I can still hear a little bit about what's going around the vehicle, which, I mean, I don't want it to be absolutely silent, but it's pretty quiet, which makes listening to things over the entertainment that much easier. So let me turn on the radio real quick. I'll be quiet and we can listen. So not bad, right? Really easy to hear the lyrics. I didn't even have to turn that up at all, and the volume is on a very, very low setting. So I don't know. Cabin noise is pretty exceptional. I feel like I'm still looking for something to criticize on this vehicle, maybe except for price. But let's now take it out on the highway and get it up to a lot higher speeds and see what this thing is like. All right, so let's take this thing out on the highway and see what it's like at higher speeds. We're lucky right now that there's no one behind me, so when I get through this toll booth, I'm going to pull to a complete stop and we can play around with acceleration. All right, there's a slight incline, but should be a good test. 30, 40, 50, 60, 70. Whew. I felt like I was getting an ab workout because, I mean, the acceleration is so intense that I feel like I need to brace myself for it, which is, it's a new experience. All right, so now we're at a new experience for me. We're at 75 right now, cruising along on the interstate. Car feels very, very stable at this speed. I don't feel like we're anywhere near its limitations. And handling is still extremely responsive. So just even the slightest movement of the steering wheel is getting us an instant turn. And even though I'm doing that, I still feel like I'm really in control of the vehicle. Cabin noise is a little bit more pronounced. I don't know if you can tell, but I am having to raise my voice just a little bit, but it's not obnoxious. And it's to be expected, especially when we're going almost 80 miles an hour. So let me do a lane change real quick. That felt pretty good. And let's do it again, and let's see if we can pass this, what is this, a RAV4 in front of us? So I'm gonna change lanes and accelerate around this car. Oh my goodness. Okay, we're at 90 right now. That took no effort. And what I mean by that is, I barely hit the accelerator. I mean, maybe I pushed it down half a centimeter and we rocketed forward to 90 miles an hour. Which is, man, this thing is dangerous. If I was driving this to work every morning, I mean, I'd go 100 easy without even thinking about it. It's that responsive and that quick, which, it's a lot of fun. All right, so we got a car who's passing us. I feel personally insulted right now that I would let a Hyundai Accent, a car I like, by the way, pass us like that. So let's see if we can catch up with him. 90, 95. Yeah, I mean, look, I want to try and go over 100 right now, but I also don't want to lose my license because there's a lot of cops out here. That is just, I mean, it's just insane. It's just insane. Look, you have to try this. If you have the means, please go out and take this for a test drive. It's an experience that you just need to have yourself. I'm doing my best to explain it to you, but this is unlike anything that I have driven in the past, I don't know, 300 rentals that I've done. I don't typically post every time I rent a vehicle, but this is outstanding. A ton of fun, a dangerous vehicle in my hands, so I'm going to exit the freeway now and go back to some normal speeds.